Warning: this creepypasta is made entirely from imagination and not based on any true stories. It even contains themes that are not suitable for minors, such as murder, strong language, disturbing images, references to horror-themed scenes from films, shows, and games, and graphic violence. If either you are too young to watch this, sensitive, or easily anxious, please click away from this video and watch something else. Viewer discretion is advised.
Dear God, what nightmare am I living in right now? There is another lost THX trailer, and I'm going to read this now. I was browsing on my laptop, looking at the THX certified Pixar films, Toy Story to Cars to be exact, but I decided to watch some Paranormal Activity videos. I watched some scenes of the first 3 films, but I suddenly got an email from THX themselves. The email read this: Dear Name Withheld, we have found another lost THX trailer that Adam Kennington produced hidden in our files, but this was made to promote the Screamfest premiere of Paranormal Activity. Like always, please don't screen it on any site. Kind regards, THX. I was stunned that there was another THX trailer that Kennington made. As always, I managed to put on a brave face and clicked on the file to open it up. Before the trailer started, there was a warning. This trailer was made to promote the Screamfest screening of Paranormal Activity in 2007. A trigger warning. This trailer includes graphic violence and disturbing themes. Viewer discretion is advised. I sighed in fear, preparing for another horrifying twist in a THX trailer. Well, here it goes, I said. There was a black screen for 5 seconds. After those seconds were up, it showed a camera turning on, and there was a man in front of the camera in a bedroom. He was played by Daniel Radcliffe, known for playing the titular character in the Harry Potter films, only without glasses and his scar. He could have been around 17 to 18 years old at the time of filming. Okay, so recently I heard on the news that there was a robot murdering tons of people recently. So I have set up lots of cameras around the house to capture any side of him, the man said with a British accent. It is officially 10 p.m. and I've got to get some rest. The man then walked to his bed and got under his blanket and got some sleep. It just showed the shot of the man sleeping for 30 seconds until the camera began to speed up to 1:50 p.m. It was a complete utter silence for 50 seconds, save for the black noise, until there was a faint chuckle echoing from downstairs. This woke up the man. He got out of his bed and grabbed the camera to see where the chuckle came from. The man exited through the doorway to observe the lower floor. The echoed chuckle was heard again. "The hell is that?" the man asked. He then heard a chainsaw running and a third sinister chuckle echo through the house. "I'm here, Danny," the voice echoed. The man stared in fear. He then heard a creature hissing. "Show yourself, whoever you are," the man demanded. After 5 seconds of looking around, a familiar robot landed in front of him. It was Tex. The man stepped back in shock and let out a startled yell. "Who are you? What are you doing in my house?" the man exclaimed. "Hello, Radcliffe," Tex chuckled. "You're going robot hunting, huh?" The man stared in concern and fear, not bothering to say anything. "Oh, one more thing. I bought myself a pet," said Tex. Tex whistled to someone off-screen and came in a robotic crab. It was grey with blue light-up eyes and a green antennae. The robot began to speak, but with the voice of Steve Buscemi, who voiced Randall Boggs from Monsters Inc. and Mr. Nevercracker from Monster House. "You called, Tex?" The crab-like robot then spotted the man and said, "Oh, a perfect human to eliminate, am I right?" "Yep, you're right, Krabby," Tex answered before chuckling. The man grew angry and shouted, "No! You two get out of my house right now!" Tex chuckled before his face grew into his usual cartoony blood-stained grin, and he said, Oh, isn't that so, Mr. Radcliffe? Tex then summoned a toy red lightsaber from Star Wars and turned it on and said, "In that case, it's time to rock and roll with Darth Texy and Darth Krabby," the crab-like robot said. The man's eyes widened in shock and made a run downstairs with the camera as the entire trailer was shot as a found footage video. Tex then chased after the man, laughing loudly and maniacally as the crab-like robot flew after him. The man ran to the kitchen to grab a weapon to defend himself, and he grabbed a sharp knife. Just then, he began to hear Tex's voice singing words similar to the Spider-Man song. Spider Tex, does whatever a robot can. Can he kill those who feared him? Yes, he can. He's insane. Watch out! Here comes the Spider Tex. Just then, the man looked up and found Tex crawling on the ceiling. Tex then turned his head 360 degrees with a deranged grin with blood dripping from his teeth. The blood then dripped onto the man's nose before Tex pounced onto him. "Tad, you're it, Radcliffe," Tex said. He raised his lightsaber into the air to strike him with, and he threw it down. Why? Because it's a toy, you idiot, the man said. He pushed Tex off him, grabbed the lightsaber, and struck him in the face 2 times, causing his head to spin 360 degrees and making him fall to the ground. Just then, the man heard the crab-like robot hiss at him from behind. The crab then lunged towards the man, only for the latter to whack him with the lightsaber, sending him flying to the living room. The man then ran again. He bolted up the stairs and went into his bedroom. He locked the door so the robot or crab won't attack him. Suddenly, Tex came out of the closet, or wardrobe as I am an Australian myself, with a scare chord playing once he revealed himself. He supposedly teleported in there alongside the crab. The man gasped in shock, seeing the 2 robots in his room. Tex chuckled before saying, Daniel, you thought you could really outsmart me, did you?" The man glared and growled, "Get out of my house this instant! You are being a really incompetent asshole!" Tex then put on his cartoony grin again and said, "I'm not gonna get out of your house, but you are." He started up his chainsaw and held it like a frisbee. "Let's play some games with the T-Man!" Tex shouted. Tex then hurled his chainsaw towards the man, but the man evaded the chainsaw only for it to crash into the window, falling 2 stories and into the swimming pool, causing it to short-circuit and explode. The man stared in shock at what happened to the chainsaw. "Damn it," Tex grumbled. "Krabby, finish this man's life." The crab-like robot then nodded and said, "At your service, Texy." The robotic crab then lunged towards the man and pinned the man down. The man breathed in fear as his adrenaline began to go high, with the crab-like robot staring straight at him. "Goodbye, Mr. Radcliffe. We will see you never again. You are not going to love what I am going to do," the crab-like robot said before snickering sinisterly. "What are you going to do, you messed up crustacean?" the man said. The robotic crab didn't answer. Instead, it began to gnaw its teeth straight into the man's neck. The man let out a loud, agonizing, blood-curdling scream as the crab bit into his neck, as dark red blood began to drain out of it. I watched in horror seeing that horrible scene, but I had to finish watching this trailer. The man was still screaming and screaming as he was being hurt badly, until he passed out. The camera was still turned on even if the man died, and it showed a shot of Tex and the robot. Tex laughed evilly once the man died. "Good job, my pet. You did well," Tex said, pleased with Krabby's actions. "It was nothing," Krabby said. Tex then noticed the camera was still on and looked at it. After looking at it, he vanished from the room.
There was complete utter silence for 5 seconds. After those seconds were up, Tex's head appeared into the shot with a monstrous roar and picked up the camera, with the face mainly staying on his face, and slammed it onto the floor, causing it to break and leave a static screen. The static went on for 10 seconds until it cut to black. After a few seconds, it faded to a shot of the THX logo in the dark, and as usual, you guessed it, the screen-themed deep note played. I could hear various dock sound effects and even a faint monstrous roar that was audible. Tex then fell into the shot with his usual cartoony grin, teeth stained in blood.
Yo, Sparkies, Darth Texie has done it again. I killed another THX foe. This is what will happen to you if you ever disrespect me or my company. If you'll excuse me, I've got a friend to show you.
The crab-like robot climbed onto the top of Tex's head and said,
That's right, I am Tex's new pet. A perfect pet for a serial-killing robot.
Tex then did his monologue.
Always respect Darth Texie, or else, sayonara.
Tex then pressed the button on his chest, and he and the crab flew away into the sky, laughing evilly. The caption reading "The audience is listening" dropped down, but in a bloody font. Tex's evil laughter can be heard as the screen was displayed, and the video ended. I was officially appalled by the nature of this trailer. I then emailed THX telling them I watched the trailer and did my review on the trailer, and they understood me clearly. I had trouble sleeping that night. However, I listened to some calming music to help me sleep, and I got used to it. If you ever watch any of Kennington's creations, report it immediately.